Step one, you got to shut the water off. Your house should have a main shutoff shortly after the water pump and the pressure tanks. This house doesn't, but it's a newer above ground pump that's insulated so it doesn't lose prime, and we've never had a problem with that. Here, the situation's a little different. There's no shutoff valve, as I told you, so we just basically kill it with the fuse box here. Well pump, bye-bye. It's already turned off. Then we have to drain the pipes. We have to run out all the water out of the system from above, and then we'll go down in the crawl space and drain it from down there. We'll do some crawl space spelunking. Before draining the water, you want to ask yourself, am I done with my water activities at the house? Things like mopping the floor, watering the plants, stuff like that, cleaning the sink, washing the dishes. Make sure that all that's done, obviously, before you shut the water off. Otherwise, it's haul it in from town after that till the winter's over. Now we are going to want to relieve the water pressure from the pipes above the house. So go ahead and turn the cold water on, let it run out, do it to all fixtures, and keep going. We've got that there, just letting the water go out. Flush the toilet. I already did that one, and when I flushed it, I shut off the valve here so the tank drains, because eventually we're going to put a little bit of an antifreeze in the toilet, maybe a little bit in the tank, just depending on how cold your climate is. Keep going here. We've got a couple more in the other bathroom. Turn on your water there. As you can see, it's not taking too long to drain. And turn it on there. Again, the objective of this is to relieve pressure of everything. Now, I would leave the toilet last in case you have to take a tinkle with your dinkle or pee with your clitoris. I would leave the toilet last just in case you have to use the restroom before you're done, or you can go outside like me. One of the more crucial things you might not think about is your washing machine. You're going to want to turn these valves off here, both hot and cold. Disconnect the lines and then drain them in the sink. And then put some RV antifreeze down in the bowl, just in case there's any extra water in the washing machine. With your washing machine, you're going to want to undo those, put them in the sink, take out your drain hose, put your thumb over it, because when you put it down below the washer, gravity's going to cause the water inside here to go down. Then once you're done, put some RV antifreeze in there just to dilute it, just for safe precautionary protocol. And drain this water out. There shouldn't be too much once you get down below the level of the, as you can see, gravity's doing its job. As you can see, there's not much there. You want to turn on your offside spigots too, because the goal here See, it just drained a little bit. The goal here is to get all fixtures open, so when we blow it from down below with the air compressor, all water and excess water will come out through the pipes above. So on we go. That one, you'd be surprised, but the science behind this is these spigots are lower than inside. So that's gradually bringing the water level down. On we go to the crawl space. Make sure that all your spigots are done dripping. That one's still going on the outside and it's been about a minute. Let's go check the other one real quick. Over here. That one's dripping, so we're good to go there. Okay, now just do one last check and see. Okay, that one's a fast drip, so by the time I get down there and blow it out, everything should be pretty much out of the pipes for the most part. Time to go crawl space spelunking. In here, as you can see down here, it's about 45 degrees, 50. We're going to drain that hot water tank out, and while we're letting that drain, because this is sand, it'll just absorb into the sand and be fine in 45-50 degrees. While we're doing that, we're going to go over and blow out the pipe from the lower level on the other side shortly. You're going to want to make sure you shut off your hot water heater's power first too. This kind of setup here, power box is right over here. Boom. Next step. I'll have to excuse the cobwebs and other danglers around here, but it is a Michigan crawl space. So with this hot water tank, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the drain valve, open this to relieve pressure. Now that the tank is shut off, just let it drain. I found that it's good to leave your faucets on mid-range because you got both the cold and hot open from above. And with this, basically what we're doing is we're going from the lowest level possible, draining this. Because this is a dirt crawl space, it just evaporates into that over there. Your situation might be different. You might have to use a bucket and a water pump underneath the hot water tank. Still though, the idea behind draining the hot water tank is because it's the lowest level in the house. You'll have to excuse all the cobwebs and other danglers, but above there is the house. So we've got the hot water spigots open all around the house, the 2 bathroom sinks, the porch, and the kitchen sink. We're good to go. The air is gradually getting larger. You have to let it drain for a little bit because right here, this is the top, and this is just drawing from gravity, propelled by gravity, and we have to let it drain until this is just air, as you can see. Now, since that's pretty much air, I'm going to leave that open, and it'll drain quite a bit faster because it'll have venting coming from both those and this. This is the longest part in the project though. But while we do this, we can keep this valve open somehow and go blow out the pipes on the other end over here. Come on, let's do that. Now we have the air compressor concept. Stay tuned. Here's where gravity comes into play. This is the lowest point in the house, coming from the water line, which is about roughly 4 feet from the surface of the ground. So what I'm going to do, gravity is bringing water down. This is the lowest point in the house. That's the feed to the well. As you follow this line up here, it goes up and feeds the pipes to hot water and cold water. And what we're doing here is gravity's going to help us relieve the water, the remaining small amount of water hopefully, out into the gravel and dirt crawl space and evaporate. Doesn't matter, this is a nut, so I'm using a pipe wrench here, but depending on how you roll, you might use a vice grip or a open-ended pliers to get this hexagon bolt off. We're going to keep going here. Open this up. And almost get out of the way there. You can see the water's coming out from the lower level. Gravity at work here. That's the lead from the well. And again, it's coming down from the house right now, about 3.5, 4 feet up, down this line to here. Coming out. Let that drain out. Or if you have a, depending on your surface, you might want to hook up a tube to this. Almost done. Now, you can also hook up a hose and get fittings for that. Because this is a gravel and sand crawl space, it's just a little bit of water. It's not going to hurt anything. Again, though, it's a lot cleaner if you get a fitting. Hook it in with hose. Drain it out into a bucket. Put that there and continue on to the reverse blowing. Time to turn on the air compressor. Going to do is apply air, hold the fingers around this, or if you weren't as cheap as me, you go out and find a fitting that would fit onto the end of an air hose. Do it that way too, because this is a simple 2-bathroom house. I'm just doing it this way. So you put this on here, I'll plug it up with your fingers or something, and then you just air into it. There's a better way than this, but get a fitting to go from your air hose to this, so then you won't have to blow the air reverse up through the house. Basically what you want to do is blow all the water, reverse osmosis up that way, just to get the pipes to have only air in them. That's the end goal here. The end goal here is to blow the water via reverse osmosis up into the house through all the open faucets that you left, leaving only air in the tube. Leaving only air in the pipe. Air doesn't freeze, water does. Next we use this here. The last step, we use the RV antifreeze. Pour it down all drains. The key here is to get the drain trap filled up with antifreeze so that the water that's in the drain trap right now doesn't freeze. You don't need much, because there isn't much water in there. Let's do the sink back here. You really don't need much, except good aim. Here's the washer. Just pour, just soak it around. That should be enough for the washer. Again, that's going to rinse out in the spring just fine because it's safe for the environment. Here, the sink drain trap, the tub drain trap. You don't need much. Toilet. Just look at how much water you have in there. Add some to that, just so that doesn't freeze. In the toilet, you can see there isn't much in there. Just enough to make it turn red. The shower drain trap is the same thing. Go ahead and pour enough in, but have better aim than I do. Again, in the sink.